How come the largest movie chain in America is 50% of the stock price of the second largest chain in America? How come all the negative information and reports is aimed at AMC and not Regal? I think we know the answer, but let's talk about it. I've been seeing a lot of questions about the negative information as well as on my channel, as in a lot of groups on like Facebook and stuff. And I figured I would address some of it because we can expect more of that to come relatively soon and probably at a more aggressive level. As we know that the stock is just recently recovering from some negative press about a possible dilution. They pulled that card again and the stock went down a little bit over $1 and it's rallying again currently. I say this often, but I need everybody to remember that emotions control the short term in the stock market. You get into the actual company fundamentals and revenues and branding and all the other kind of stuff more in the long term. But in the short term, emotions control the market. So that's why you see things as far as the CEO mentioning, oh yeah, we need to vote and issue 500 million shares for debt purposes or whatever. And there's a slight panic and the stock crashes. This is similar to what we're also going to see, and what we're pretty much seeing now is the rally based off of what I believe is just Godzilla and King Kong. I mentioned this in a few of my other AMC videos that I believe the movie industry will be used as a milestone or a measuring stick to gauge how the economy is recovering. So on the flip side of the negative information, I believe AMC is going to have a lot of positive news as far as for gauging these new releases that are coming out to gauge how people are responding after the pandemic. That's the main reason why I believe AMC has a long way to go, because we're going to get a lot of positive news going on throughout the rest of the year. So even if there isn't a short squeeze, I believe AMC has a ways to rally, because with the revenue generating from the releases and also just the free press and positive news, we're also going to get that effect as far as for momentum building behind the stock. If you notice, a lot of the news releases are typically geared toward like AMC as far as it being like in a bubble, or if it's overvalued or not. And oh, it has a stock prediction price of $1, and I think I seen one for like 23 cents and stuff like that. You'll notice that they're pretty much aiming at the largest movie chain in America. And you don't see these types of reports about Regal. And Regal is roughly around like $22 at the recording of this video. And you can't mark this up to just a coincidence. I know the sell-off of Silver Lake had something to do with the price going down. Yes, I know they liquidated over $700 million in shares. So of course that's going to have influence on the price. And I know it went down from January from like 20 bucks to like around like 5 or like 5 to 8 range. So I know that has an influence on the price. However, with the amount of revenue and the buying pressure that's going into AMC, there's no logical reason for AMC to be at roughly $10 right now. Even when it was rallying around $14, $15, you could just see the information that was being released about it, like, oh, panic, 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 get it down, get it down, get it down. And then when it did so, and they started rallying again, oh, let's mention the sell-off again. We're going to try and push the 500 million shares out again. And then we're going to see another drop, which is what we did. And now the movie came out, and so now we're seeing a rally. So this is pretty much going to be the bag of tricks that they're going to continue using. The stock market is pretty much a transfer of wealth from the impatient to the patient. That's pretty much what Warren Buffett says, and I align with that. So what we're going to see here is pretty much the amount of people that are going to be able to be patient with AMC, because every day they don't deliver on those shares, it's going to get closer towards a short squeeze because they're paying interest on the amount of outstanding shares that they have. The 500 million shares and whatever news they're going to come out with this week and next week, it's all just a strategy to keep the price down and pretty much outweigh the people, or pretty much outweight the people that are currently holding the shares. They're currently hoping that people are investing in money that they will need, or if it sits, they'll get impatient and try and trade it out for something else, or if they sit in the red for too long, they'll trade it out for something else. And this is pretty much the waiting game that we're going to have to play. Don't get me wrong, the hedges have a lot of money, and the interest that they're paying on the outstanding shares, it will continue to grow. And that's why I said this is a waiting game, because eventually it will become to the point where it's no point in holding the outstanding shares. And when you call the note on those shares, that's where things is going to get really interesting. But I like AMC, and I like the position AMC is in right now, is because of the information and all the negative information that's around it. It's actually at a really good price right now, because I believe that I like the safety net of saying that even if there isn't a short squeeze, I believe that AMC is undervalued and it's going to realize much higher potential than what it is right now. So I like having that in the background, saying that, okay, even if there's no short squeeze, or if they do some tricky stuff and I don't know, the hedges, they don't have the capital or whatever card they pull out of their hat this time, I like the future of AMC as far as saying that, hey, this has the potential to at least double and triple without a short squeeze. That's the update I have. There's nothing to panic or worry about. The 500 million shares and whatever else they come out with, that's all just propaganda to keep the stock price down. Emotions control the stock market in the short term. And again, this is going to work to everyone's benefit when we have nothing but positive news coming out of the theaters for people going back out and watching the movies and generating revenue. This is going to work to everyone's advantage for like the rest of the year. Thank you for tuning in for the update. Just to mention, I am shooting to grow the channel to 5,000 subscribers by July. So if you appreciate the updates and the videos I put out and you find value in it, please consider subscribing. I love to have you. I love to chat with you in the community section and at the bottom of this video. Please let me know what you think are going to be like the next steps or the next propaganda that the hedges are going to push out to keep the stock back down. I love to have a conversation with you. Thank you, and until next time.